Man, I just hate the feeling that we're just gonna revert to like what we're good at. It's never gonna get us anywhere. I hope we just keep doing things that we're bad at. Like, I'd rather lose and learn something than win and learn nothing. I prefer to lose, honestly, because when playoffs comes, like, you're gonna have a lot of lessons. After the GGS game, I had a meeting with the coaches and they were telling me that they think I'm playing really bad and that like the Doublelift from 2018 is just like gone. The player who was like screaming every single game at his teammates, who was impossible to kill, who was like, I was basically like quarterbacking the whole team by myself. And I agreed with them. I was like, yeah, you know, I don't feel that same motivation right now. And I also am running it down. And so these two things combined really make for a terrible combo. And they're probably also linked. It was a good wake-up call. I think the coaches, honestly, what the coaches said, like, I felt really bad about it for a few days. I was thinking about what they said, but I think it was important for them to tell me that. I don't want to let my teammates down either. I think that's what's sad. I think I don't like to let people down. I feel like I let everyone down, so I was really sad for a couple days, and then I realized there's no really point in being sad. I should just be a better player.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I read a lot of Reddit just to be informed about what the community thinks. Early in the season, you saw a lot of it was Fire, Flame, and I think the community's perception early on was, hey, these are problems that are all going to get fixed. By week 3, people were starting to come around to, I think, what some of us already knew internally, even if we weren't able to say some of it, which was the teams really doesn't seem to be approaching the season with a winning mindset, as you might say, and so it's no surprise that they're not winning.
People tweeting me literally every hour of every single day, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, play more solo queue, or why are you inting so hard on stage? Like, my whole career I've been like really praised, really heavily criticized, depending on the day. So I don't really let it affect my daily mood, but I think if somebody says like, what are you doing? Like, fucking, if you played more solo queue, you wouldn't have, like, it's just like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, right? Because like, I always play this much solo queue every single year, and I've won like 7 splits out of like 8 splits that I participated in with this like practice schedule. But if someone said like, it is so like unacceptable for a player of your level to die to FBI and Keith 2v2, I'd be like, oh my God, this guy's right. You know, and that hurts. Like, that sucks when it's real. But, you know, so sometimes people do say stuff that I think is right, and the truth hurts way more than like any sort of like, you know, fake assumptions, false assumptions.
I think a lot of it has basically been, especially with the first game, like Fire getting caught and dying, people are like, Broxah wouldn't do that. And then you heard some of the stats that we were using on broadcast about how low his jungle proximity is, and you're like, Broxah's gonna be better than that. And so I think there were a number of problems that Team Liquid was having that people easily said, when Broxah comes, these will be gone.
Can you hold this for a second?
This previous week has been really, really exciting for me. I've been so happy that my visa finally got approved. And yeah, after coming, everything has been happening really fast. I've been having such a crazy schedule. I felt while I was at home that I was kind of chained in a way. I wanted to be here so badly and join the team and participate, play my first games of LCS and just do everything in my power to help make sure that the team actually started off the new year in a proper fashion. But the fact that I wasn't physically allowed to go, I physically couldn't go here was pretty tough. And some of those weeks were pretty rough to deal with mentally. But at the same time, and when I was finally able to go, it just felt so good. I think the team environment has been much better than I expected. I was pretty worried about it potentially being a pretty negative environment considering the poor start, but actually everyone just has so much respect for each other, and you can really feel the respect in the air that overshines anything else really. Like everyone believes in each other, everyone tries their best to work together, and it's a bit of a stressful situation and there's a little frustration here and there, but all in all, like, I think things are really good and everyone's just trying their hardest to turn things around. I'm sure it's gonna be a great year.
There's only one starting position change for Team Liquid. Leaves a lot to believe that they're guaranteed to start picking up those wins later.
Of course, we wish that Broxah was here sooner.
TL is just ignoring issues and not fixing things because they're like, well, Broxah will be here soon, so who cares, right? That's how it seems to me on the outside looking in.
TL's probably just been in a holding pattern, like the player mindset of like, well, Broxah will get here soon. So I actually think this will help their mindset more than you would normally think, just because they're so like, when's Broxah here? The season hasn't even started for us.
You all know in the last week, Team Liquid got terrific news for their team regarding their starting roster.
It'll fix everything. Doublelift won't get hooked in lane level 2 by Keith McBree's Thresh if Broxah was there.
Impact also wouldn't be getting solo kills by someday if Broxah was there.
What else can Broxah fix? You got a problem with your house? Import a Broxah, he'll fix it.
Handyman Broxah.
Yeah.
I have felt a lot of pressure coming here. Like everyone has been saying that once I arrived here, everything not only should change, but actually would change, and that we would magically just turn things around and start winning. And that's a lot of pressure to have on my shoulders. Like not only am I replacing Smithy, but I'm also expected to turn everything around and turn the team into a winning team, which obviously is not really much of fair expectations, right? But I don't really mind having a lot of pressure on my shoulders. I think I can deal with that, and if anything, it just motivates me even more to actually fulfill my role in this team. And I'm sure that not only with me being here, but just the team as a whole is gonna try everything possible to actually step it up and hopefully soon get a bit closer to the top of the rankings. A lot of good lucks. I'm also getting a lot of messages from friends and family and whatnot. Are you ready?
Me?
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm ready. Are you?
I'm always ready, no?
Always?
Always.
How early did you wake up? You said it was early.
10.
10? 10 is early?
Yeah, very early. I'm supposed to wake up at 11:30.
I woke up at 5.
5?
Yeah, because of jet lag,
I'll
get the car outside.
Where's Jensen?
Outside.
The lone wolf.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh, take his mask here.
Amazing,
Take
man.
his mask here and then.
Wait, you can't put. How does this guy open his shop?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
How can you open shop if P doesn't work?
Yeah, he's here.
Finally, okay, have a seat. My room's not as nice as yours, though. But welcome. This is my.
Thanks.
Is he here?
Thanks.
Is he here? Are you here to stay in NA? You're part of NA now. You leave the EU and LEC shit at the door.
Don't worry, don't worry.
And then just know that Team Liquid is the team that I torment the most.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
Sick.
Part of the experience.
Sick.
Yeah, it does feel nice to finally be here.
I can't even imagine what you were going through.
Well, I want a sneak peek.
I don't want to.
Hey,
Welcome.
thanks.
How's it been going?
Hey.
Thank you. Did you sleep? Did you manage to sleep last night?
Yeah, I got 5 hours. I'm good.
It's okay, actually.
Could be worse.
He's sitting down with you right now.
Welcome to the team, man. Happy to have you here.
I'm really excited to be here as well.
Yeah, good stuff, man. All right, guys, we're gonna do a quick little visualization, get you ready for today. So just sit up in your chair, get yourself nice and relaxed, but in a more kind of powerful position, not slouching down. Deep breath. And I want you to just take a minute to think about what you want to accomplish today. Play with poise, play with purpose, play together. Make this one of the best games that you've ever played. You can open your eyes. Let's go do it.
Bring your focus. I'm sorry?
Thanks.
질 것 같으니까 나도 뭔지 알아. 그래서 좋은 실력으로 팀원한테 쏟아지는 게
Inspirational speaker is important.
Who are we playing today?
Immortal.
Jake. We're playing against 6 Smithy guys. Tilt him. Make his life miserable.
Okay. So 상대 가장 중요한 거 하나하나 되짚어 봅시다. Yeah. So let's go over like one important thing. 일단 상대 정글, 우리 정글에 따라서 플레이, 라인서, 라인 웨이브 관리 하는 거
So
중요하고.
making sure you play according to our jungle route, enemy jungle route, and then just managing waves, the laning phase. Okay. Make sure we decide on objective. Herald, Dragon. Are we gonna fight it? Or are we gonna go for the trade? You know, be decisive. Okay. All right.
Let's go. Let's go.
Liquid on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Liquid.
We're about ready to jump into week number 4. Team Liquid, Immortals. It's time. Brox is here. Thank Mr. Broxah, says the audience. The Liquid fans are ready to see this guy pop off here for TL. It has been a rough start to the split, and they're looking to turn it around right here.
I'm gonna keep hitting. Don't just missing, Bess.
Oh, they're going on me? Going on me?
Can you back?
Scaling laner. Broxah going in the Immortals jungle. Oh no, disaster!
My bad.
That's okay.
That was what it's.
Here we go. Fight can be turned around. Hawkwo's going to be on the front line. There comes your Nautilus ulti.
Look at my position. Look at my position. Nautilus. I'm a bit far still, guys.
Yeah, we need fight.
Oh, we got hook. I'm dead. Backing. We got one.
Immortals have lost 1 but claim 2. And Immortals are saying we want to invest for this tier 3. Broxah goes in, but he's not able to find the kick. Instead, he is already gone.
I'm out. If you get out, it's good. If you get out, it's good.
Defend base.
Yeah, just hold.
Impact has run away, but he's run into the Immortals jungle. The rest of Team Liquid continue their retreat, but here come the Mystic shots!
I think that's game.
Yeah, my bad.
Fine, me too.
It's a bit of a shame how my first game on stage went, because I wanted to play that match against the Mortals so bad. I was waiting so long at home, watching the team play without me, and maybe, in hindsight, I should not have played the first week after arriving. Maybe I should have taken some more time to practice with the team, but at the same time, I couldn't really see a world where I would not be playing that match, and I was just too eager to actually perform, too eager to make things happen, and I think that's just a result of me waiting so long and then wanting to do more than what was actually possible at the time. I always knew that if I were to ever even consider going to NA, I would have to join the team that was considered the best at the time. I would have to join a team with some big names, with really good structure, a good organization, and everything would have to be pretty much the way, I want it to be for me to even consider it, because it's such a big risk coming here from Europe.
I'm pretty far, but I'm moving.
I'm looking top side. I'm coming top side.
I'm in.
Oh, so good.
We're nuts.
There are various reasons as to why I chose Team Liquid in particular for this year. This team has 2 ex-world champions, the player that has won the most splits in NA. It has a mid laner who has won twice here, went to semis at Worlds. I just don't understand how this team didn't make it further already last year. Obviously, getting to finals and MSI was great, but the fact that this team didn't make it out of groups as well is kind of mind-blowing to me. So I'm looking forward to trying my hardest to actually make it happen this time around, because there's so much potential here.
So quickly, let's just go over some few points with communication of our CLG game. Some of the good things that we did, some of the things that we should be looking over. I think we did a really good job on setting up, planning out objectives. And then I think our communication was just really good overall.
What did we do well? Good draft. That's why we win it.
Who's next? bloody Mordekaiser.
I want Peter presentation.
About presentation.
Nice. About Apelius.
This is so weird. Alright, whatever, fine.
Yeah, that's right.
Dude, this is so weird. Let's just do it.
Shift B for dummy.
Shut up, dude. Let's see. The most. Hold on, I'm gonna switch my guns. This one always shoots, like every gun shoots with your offhand, so like whatever gun you don't have is like in this one. So I have the sniper rifle, so when I press Q, then it's like a sniper rifle auto afterwards. But that's not really what's OP. I'll show you guys what's OP. Every time you use this gun with an ability, you get a stack. So this will be a stack. Now I have 1. And to keep the stacks, you auto attack. Every time you attack with an ability, so this hits 9 times, you get a stack. The sniper turrets, if you have runas, the sniper turrets will hit like all of them, like everyone here. But you don't get more stacks. So like one of the most OP things is, one sec. You have 10 bullets on your guns, and normally there's a cooldown. I'll put the cooldown thing off. So it has like a 6-second cooldown, 5-second cooldown. So what you do is you use your abilities like this. Then you have these new guns, and then you can use the abilities instantly. Yeah. And that's pretty strong. The thing that really sucks is when you run out of ammo, you have to reload, and you can't do anything. Like, look, I'll reload, and I can't switch my guns. Like, I can't attack. I can't switch my guns. So if you run out of ammo, basically, Aphelios is like stunned for like 2 seconds or like 1 second. Weakness of this. Weakness. You can die. That's pretty much it. You can die. And then the ult range. Oh, the other thing is, the last thing is the ult range is actually way longer than you think.
Yeah, 1K 800.
But I thought it was like longer than the indicator was. Let's see. It doesn't look like it'll hit, but it hits. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Wow.
I think Team Liquid's problem, once again from the outside with a lot of couching going on, is I don't think Doublelift gives a fuck at the start of the season, and everything else and the changes to spring season and whatever gave him every excuse he could ever want to not be in shape for the start of the season. You come into training camp already in shape. Training camp's not about getting in shape, it's about working as a team. It didn't feel like very many of the players came in prepared for the start of a season. That's what I think the biggest problem was. They just weren't prepared, whereas every other team was working their ass off for an extra month.
How relaxed I was for the last month was just a direct result of I didn't really have too much passion for spring split. They removed a lot of the importance of it. I think also I was truly waiting for our real roster to come, and I think that's again really shitty for Sharon to be in that situation, but no one can really argue that everyone was playing pretty fucking bad on our team. And I do think, even though I'll be the only one to admit it, it is partly due to you subconsciously know that this isn't the real team, that you're just waiting for the real team to show up, and then you can have this sort of beginning of true practice. I was definitely too relaxed. I think I definitely wasn't taking Scrim super seriously. I was just kind of going through the motions and playing for fun. And that doesn't mean that I was running it down, trolling every game. It just means when we lost, I didn't feel upset. And when we played really well, I didn't feel like this was super rewarding, because I was like, oh, we're gonna have to restart a lot of this stuff with our new team. It's possible that I'm the only one on the team that felt that way, but I felt like everyone on the team was definitely playing pretty bad. So whether or not that's related to us not having our full roster, I'm not 100% sure. But I still feel there's a huge difference between the form that we were in during our Worlds boot camp and leading up to Worlds and playoffs, even last summer playoffs. That version of every player on the team, and then this version, we would stomp ourselves. The one from 5 months ago would own us right now. I know that practice makes perfect, but also I think mindset has a huge factor in it. I don't know, maybe it trickles from top to bottom, because I'm a huge voice on the team, and if people feel like I'm not in it, they're not as in it. I'm not 100% sure. I just feel like it's pretty obvious to everybody we weren't in our best shape. Now it feels like a do or die situation where if we don't have good practice, we're not going to make playoffs, and then everyone's going to be miserable by the end of the split. I do want to change my mindset. I think early on in the split, I definitely didn't have any drive. And now that I do, I have a lot of catching up to do, so I feel actually pretty comfortable, because it's kind of that underdog mentality again, and I really like it.
In the meantime, let's take a look at game number 1. Because in the end, we've got Team Liquid still a bit on the struggle bus. So at what point do we stop forgiving them for their roster issues?
Right now.
Already.
Yeah,
yes.
the forgiveness is, the excuse, it's all gone. Because even setting aside my personal feelings on the issue, statistically, they need to start winning. They're 3-6. If you flip that around and you go 6-3 on the back half of the split and you finish 9-9, that has missed playoffs in the past. Doublelift is the leader of this team in a lot of people's minds. He needs to step up and give him the tools to do that. When he had the Varus in the one game that they won against CLG, he absolutely slammed lane with it, and I want something similar here.
I'm going out. Looking for fight, don't flash. I'm flashing. Yeah, there we go. Fast.
Now the team fight comes in again. Great rumble. After move very, very low. Flash to safety. Here comes Panther over the top. Gets some backline access. Doublelift does go down. And Team Liquid get a 3-for-1 team fight.
Herald coming in hot.
I think Tank's in the front, okay? Don't be afraid to take the risk. I'm looking Tom.
Nice one! Woo!
There's the Broxah Lee Sin. That's Sejuani can't do that.
Look, Pantheon now.
Hey, Victor guys. I don't have scare.
He dead?
Barris.
Nice.
And the kick as well might find some more kills. Johnson's dead now as well. It's a 2 for 0. Make it a third.
We can Baron pressure.
Go Baron. Push mid, go Baron. First we pressure and take into him.
Push pressure all lane, boys.
Go mid.
boys.
5v4, Grid tries yet again for ultimate EQ, and Broxah finds that kill, his first of the game. And now the fight continues, 5 versus 3.
Has to be a farm. Punch. Oh, shit. Half for KD. GG. My God, we did it. We're 4 and 6. We're unstoppable.
It's hard to get back in the fight, right?
Just give it dragon and then look for fight.
Yeah, but you know, I'm Jungler, like I don't want to give dragon.
You die instantly.
Yeah, it was really bad. I should just have jumped out because they were already so fine, so we already won.
Our human instantly die.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Okay, guys. Play well.
Played well, you know, snowballed well, talked about objectives. Big win, honestly. Yeah.
For buying time.
Definitely just let's make sure we keep on not forgetting things that we like doing well.
Okay, guys.
근데 이게 조합이 달라서 그래요. 우리 조합이랑.
I've been in good form for a really long time, and people expect like a certain level of play from me. It's like I kind of forgot what it's like to be in a slump. You know, but then I had to remember, oh wait, I've been in a lot of slumps before. I was on a huge slump on CLG, huge slump on TSM. Like, what did I do to get myself out of it? I think having a wake-up call in the middle of the split is way better than having one in playoffs. There's been so many teams that are super dominant in the regular season, and they go into playoffs like 100 Thieves, like Immortals from before then. Like, there have been a lot of examples of teams that dominate regular season. You need to come up against some resistance at some point, and I think it's good if it happens early on.
For me personally, I want to see Team Liquid catch up to C9. This is the 4-time champions with only one change, and the change that you made is supposed to be this incredible European jungler. They have every reason in the world to poo-poo it, but like that's what greatness is taking all those reasons, saying fuck them, and then being great. And so I want to see them get to that level for the players' sake, for the sake of our league, because right now, I think we're terrible. I think there's no world where FlyQuest and Immortals are the 2nd and 3rd best teams in North America. No offense to those players, but my God, that should not be the case. And the fact that C9 is slapping North America as hard as they are is equal parts how good C9 is and how trash North America is right now, because they didn't have to take down Team Liquid to get to 1st, and these teams didn't have to take down Team Liquid to get 2nd, 3rd. Team Liquid imploded. And I want to see them put those pieces back together again and start challenging North America.
Before coming here, I was told by the coaches that I have one mission: to motivate everyone around me as much as possible and just really put in as many hours as possible and really show how much I want this. And when I made the choice to go to NA, it was to win. I made the sacrifice of coming all the way over here to the other side of the globe, and I simply refuse not to win this split.